Hey gamers, welcome to my channel. Today, as you can see from the title, I'm going to talk about 10 games I would like to see in the new Neo Geo. For those who don't know, a new Neo Geo replica will be released this year with 10 games: Metal Slug, Magician Lord, Samurai Shodown 5 Special, Mark of the Wolves, Big Torment, Overtop, Poolstar, Kings of Fighters 2002, Shock Troopers, and Twinkle Star Stripes. I confess I don't know this last one yet, and because I'm poor, I pre-ordered with only 2 games, the first Metal Slug and Mark of the Wolves. I also would like to buy Shock Troopers and Samurai Shodown 5 Special, but it would be too expensive for me. And since they announced that more games will be released, and since this channel has millions and millions of viewers daily, and this video will be seen in every corner of this world, I like to give them 10 suggestions for the next games. And now, as HBK and Triple H say, let's start. Fatal Fury Really About 2. I love the Fatal Fury series, and my favorite, even including the modern ones, is Really About Fatal Fury 2, The Newcomers. This game, when it was released in '98, was high acclaimed by critics and players. Both praise the fast and refined gameplay. It have a cast of 23 fighters, including 2 new fighters, Riki and Lee Shenfei. I think I pronounced her name right, as well as the return of Geese Howard. But besides the characters, I love the introduction of the break shot mechanic that allows us to interrupt an enemy attack and the ability to get up immediately after being knocked down. Both in visuals and sound, this game is outstanding. The detailed 2D graphics and the animated backgrounds is considered the pinnacle of the Really About series on the Neo Geo. It was recently released on Steam with online matches, an improved training mode, and online leaderboards. But despite this new release, I'm a gamer who values the physical format, and therefore this is possible the game on this list that I most desire. The Kings of Fighters 98. The Kings of Fighters 98 is a definitive installment in the Orochi saga, focus on the refined gameplay and balance rather than story, as the Orochi saga ended in the previous game. This game doesn't even have a storyline. It brings together characters from previous titles, including those who died in the storyline, serving as the celebration of the series. You can choose between the advanced and extra mods from previous game, and it is considered one of the most balanced games in the series. And because of that and the huge roster, it is a very popular game in tournaments. It also includes memory stages and individual teams for each trio as reference of the classic atmosphere of the golden age of arcades. And obviously, the best game has to have the best boss, Omega Rugal. Samurai Shodown 2. Samurai Shodown 2 did the impossible of improving the almost perfect first game. It is still today considered one of the best 2D fighting games ever made. As the first one, it stands out for its weapon-focused combat with high precision and fast movements, a rage meter for special moves, detailed backgrounds and detailed character sprites, with fluid animation and dynamic scenarios that change during the fight. And one of the greatest features of this series is undoubted the camera zoom. The game applies automatic zoom to keep both fighters on the screen, zooming out when they are moved apart and zooming in during close combat. We have more characters, 16, and again, just as the first one, it have an amazing soundtrack. The gameplay combines strategy and precise strikes over combos. Personally, I didn't like the last boss that much, but everything else in this game is absolutely flawless. Metal Slug X. This is possible the SNK series that I have more gameplay time, mostly in co-op with my son. This X version is the definitive version of Metal Slug 2. It is known for its frenetic run and gun gameplay. It introduces new weapons and enemies and offers a high level of difficulty. Because the first one was very easy, we only need 100 coins to finish. But let's move on. It introduced new weapons such as the Iron Lizard and Drop Shot, contrary to the first one that we fight the enemy's armies. In this one we also fight mummies and aliens. And very important, Marco and Tarma aren't alone in this one, because they have two allies, two ladies that we can choose, Eri and Fio. This game is widely praised for its soundtrack, detailed graphics and addictive gameplay, being considered one of the best in the series. Shock Troopers 2, another game that I love to play in co-op. Shock Troopers 2 Second Squad is the sequel of the acclaimed isometric run and gun game. Unlike the original that allow choosing between several characters with team mechanisms, Second Squad limits the section to only 4 mercenaries, each with unique stats and weapons. As you can see, we play in the top-down view perspective, focus on military missions to take down an enemy corporation. We can shoot, jump and throw bombs, and contrary to the first one, we can pick up vehicles that have much stronger firepower. Also, in this one we can choose different pets and choose between 8 characters, all with different attributes. I particularly like Angel because I have a weakness for blondes. Yes, my wife is blonde. Unfortunately, the performance is known for frequent slowdowns, especially during boss fights. But overall, because of the game perspective, excellent gameplay, music and co-op, this is one of those games I would really like to own. Blazing Star. Blazing Star is a sequel of Pulsar. It is known for its intense gameplay with a hype and frenetic action, detailed pre-rendered graphics, memorable soundtrack. We can choose between 6 different ships, each one with unique shots and charge shots. Compared to other games of the genre on the Neo Geo, such as Pulsar, it is considered more accessible. I remember losing less lives playing this than Pulsar. At the time of the release, the game was high praised not only for the quality, but also for the demonstration SNK dedicated to the Neo Geo hardware and the preservation of classic genres like shooting games, in the time when most players had already moved to 3D games. Last Blade 2. Last Blade 2 is undoubted one of my favorite SNK games. I always describe it as a modern samurai shodown with modern mechanisms and combos. The intro of this game alone is breathtaking. It is a game with beautiful backgrounds inspired in the 19th century Japan, an incredible soundtrack, and excellent characters. The story is mature and takes place 6 months after the events of the first game. The boundary between the living world and the underworld is still fragile, and many spirits are attempting to break through. So our hero's mission is to prevent that from happening. Unfortunately, having been released in Japan in the late 90s, a time when fighting games were in decline and fans of the genre were divided between 2D and 3D fighting games, this game did not achieve the success and popularity it deserved, and only later became a cult classic. Sengoku 3. Sengoku 3 is a game I initially refused to play when my best friend asked me to play in co-op with him, because, in my opinion, the first 2 games were so bad that I didn't even bother to play the third. But as soon as I saw the game, just by looking at it, I knew I was looking at greatness. Obviously, it's considered the best of the trilogy. Unlike its predecessor, it focused much more on technical combats than the first 2 games. This game became famous for his rich combat system, allowing air combos and use of the dash cancels. You can choose between 4 main characters, each with unique attacks, and 2 new characters unblockable after defeating bosses. We play with 4 buttons: attack with bare hands, attack with weapons, jump and throw projectiles. We can also perform a dash, special moves and ultimate ninja arts that hit all the enemies on the screen. We can choose the order of the initial levels, and each level has different paths. The graphics are detailed with fluid animations with art style. As you can see, it reminds us of Samurai Shodown. So this game is undoubted a must-have. Windjammers. Windjammers is a classic arcade sports game released by Geo AES in '94. It is widely considered one of the platform's best titles, due to the frenetic and competitive gameplay, missing elements of hockey, volleyball and handball. It has a frenetic and simple gameplay. The game is fast and competitive, focused on throwing a flying disc into the opponent field to score goals. The gameplay uses only 2 buttons, allowing for a range of movements such as quick throws, curves, defense and super attacks. The field is divided by a net, just like a tennis court, but with goals at the end. The goal is divided in 3 or 5 point areas. Matches are played in best of 3. We can choose between 6 available characters with different attributes, as well as unique special moves. We play in 6 different scenarios that influence the gameplay. While the graphics aren't the strongest point, the animation is fluid, with color backgrounds and detailed characters, animations that capture the beach atmosphere. This is undoubtedly a different game for the Neo Geo console, but its simplicity and addictive gameplay make it one of the most fun games on the console. Neo Bomberman, known for its classic top-down gameplay, this game stands out for its colorful graphics, new teamed involvement and unique bosses, while maintaining the mechanics of exploding obstacles and enemies with bombs. Because the gameplay is so good and simple, in my opinion it would be a sin to change. Just like previous games, we control Bomberman, planting bombs to destroy enemies and overcome obstacles in mazes. Besides the single play mode, it also includes a multiplayer battle mode, that it is one of the strong points of the series. As in previous games, we collect power-ups that allow us to accumulate items to create the power, speed and range of the bombs. Just as Windjammers, this is one of the few third parties for the SNK hardware, and just like Windjammers, in my opinion, is a must-buy. So that's it gamers, those are the games I would love to see released for the new Neo Geo console. As always, I hope you like this video and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.